2nd of March 2011, I lost my beautiful 12-year-old son, Oliver, to SADS, or sudden arrhythmic death syndrome. And that is where the electrical side of your heart switches off like a light switch. My Ollie was a keen and a talented sportsman, and he had an uncompromising zest for life. He had trials with Everton, Liverpool, Blackburn, Bolton, Manchester City, and every time I say this other team, because I'm a Scouser, something happens to my throat. Man United. Excuse me. But he was down to sign for Everton. 2nd of March started off like a normal day. He got up at 7 o'clock. He went and got my other son Ben, and they come into our room for what he called his family snuggle. Told me about the mischief he got up to the day before. Please believe me, with our Oliver there was plenty of that. And then the plans for the day ahead. Then 7:30, breakfast done, share time, shoes polished, packed, lunch done, sports bag packed, homework bag packed, and away we went off to school. On the way to school that morning, because our Ollie is such a dizzy dolly daydreamer, he said, "Dad, I've forgotten my sports money, my subs from the football." I said, "Oh no, I haven't got any money on me." I thought it was a great time to just wind him up before he went into school. And he said, "You know what, Dad? It doesn't matter. There's Saul, there's Taylor Moss, there's James Gow. I'll go and get £1 each off them and you can pay them back tomorrow." I said, "Oh, can I?" "Yeah." And away he went off into school. I went off to work. 12 o'clock that morning, I got a phone call from Isabella, who was the secretary in the King David School in Chilwell. She said, "Mark, Oliver's been on a swimming lesson. He suffered a seizure and he's on his way to Alder Hay Children's Hospital." I didn't know what a seizure was, to be fair. So I just turned to the lads I was working with and I said, Ollie's had another sporting accident. He's on his way to Alder Hay. I'll go and get him. I'll keep him off for the rest of the day and I'll treat him to a McDonald's. We weren't prepared for the devastation that was about to unfold. They worked on him tirelessly that morning for 2 hours and sadly we lost him, and I couldn't understand why. I'd lost a perfect, healthy 12-year-old boy in no safer place than school while we were out working. We're here this morning filming in this beautiful park. Round the corner is Birkdale Primary. We've just put a community access defib in this park here. Children could be playing, people could be walking the dogs, and somebody goes into cardiac arrest. They know that there's a community access defibrillator around the corner. They can be there and back within 1 minute. You've got 4 minutes to use a defib or your chances of survival drop by 80%. So here we are at Birkdale Primary. We've come here to see Nick Sheeran this morning. This is the defibrillator that he's got off us. This is the community access box that we were talking about a minute ago. And, you know, it's self-explanatory. First thing you do is phone 999, you start your CPR, they will tell you to get the AED out and the ambulance will come and take you to hospital. How are you, mate?
Mark.
It's really good to see you.
Oh, it's lovely to see you.
I'm very well.
I'm good. I'm here, and I'm here because of yourself. Yeah.
Have a seat.
It was our kids that came to me
Yeah.
and said, "Well, we've got this. They'd seen something to do with you on telly, one of them." It was our school council, and they said, "We've only got one of them. We need some more." And I literally thought, well, we only really need one of them, you know. And at the end of the day, we only got the one in just in case we needed it for the children.
Yeah.
And I was just on the yard and I was tying some balloons to a stage because we were going to get the year sixes on and say goodbye one last time. And everything went black and I went down. And they ran in for the defib. It was out to me in 32 seconds. They had it on me, brought me back. I wake up alive because I wasn't. You know, if it wasn't for yourself, I wouldn't be here now.
Over 80 lives saved, 185,000 people trained, over 6,500 defibrillators delivered around the country. It's important for us to keep going. We don't get government funding, we don't apply for any funding that's out there. On occasions that we have done, we never get it. So this is why people like we get nominated by the Police Federation to be the charity of the year. It means so much to us. The cost of a defib is £1,100, okay? And then we have the training on board. So for 1,500 quid, you get a package. You get your defib, you get your 12 people trained, and you get certificated. My Ollie, he was just full of devilments. He was just a typical 12-year-old boy, loved him to bits. From the first time he got put in my arms, couldn't understand why I'd lost a perfect, healthy 12-year-old boy in no safer place in school. It was just devastation, just total devastation. It wasn't long before I knew I had to do something because of how many people and how many young lives were losing across our country on a weekly basis. The government say it's 12, it's more like 19 because I'm out and about and I'm working with it and I know what's going on. So we started the Oliver King Foundation in February 2012, and as I said, it wasn't long before I knew what I had to do. We got charity status, and we have three main aims. The first aim is to bring the awareness out of this condition, because people don't know what you're talking about when you're explaining. They do now because of the amount of time we've been in doing it. The second one was that by the time the kids reach 14, like every other country across the world, they'll get a little 12-pad ECG test to make sure the hearts are okay, and anything picked up be referred. And the third one, that we would work with the government to get it legislated. You know, the school we're in today has got a fire extinguisher. You've got to have a fire extinguisher by law. And what did they say to you in a fire? Get out, get to the assembly point, don't use that fire extinguisher, make sure that, and do not go back in. This is different. With a defibrillator, it's get in. Because if a colleague or a child in a school has a cardiac arrest and you're first on scene, you will be the first chain of survival. 2025 is the Oliver King Foundation's year to do and to achieve what we've set out to achieve, and please believe me, I will make it happen. There's a lot of good charities out there. We're not the only one, and people support different charities. If there's a spare pound, it's a pound that we never had last night. If it comes in, it's great, it goes into the pot. We'll tell you where it's going, and we'll write a letter of thanks, a certificate to the companies that donate, even invite them to the handover, to the training session. We run with a stock of 50. We won't see it in 6 months, we'll see it in 6 days. And we can make it quicker if you can get your staff together. Give us an hour, I know we come, and we don't make a mess, we don't disrupt. Well, we do a little bit, but it wouldn't be me if it didn't disrupt everywhere. But we do it in a nice way, and then you become part of Oliver's army, and that's what it's all about. We're here to save lives.